In today's video, we'll be revealing some interesting information. We'll start by discussing Tesla's recent news that it will stop making Model S and Model X vehicles with right-hand drive. So, without further ado, let's dive into these exciting topics and explore the latest developments from Tesla. A closer look at the recent announcement. Let's look closer at Tesla's recent announcement that right-hand drive Model S and Model X models will be phased out. We recently updated you on the news that Tesla is no longer taking orders for these models in the 4 right-hand drive countries. We brought out the increased production costs of making these versions because of the few countries having right-hand drive during that conversation. Less than 2 weeks have passed since my last post, and Tesla has already been announced that they will no longer manufacture right-hand drive Model S and Model X vehicles. Unfortunately, for consumers in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan, right-hand drive variants of these vehicles are not now available for sale. A sudden and unanticipated change will affect buyers in those areas. Embracing left-hand drive vehicles in a right-hand drive market. Tesla has initiated the refund procedure for those who have already placed an order. However, Tesla has developed an innovative offer for customers in the United Kingdom who still wish to place orders. They offer vehicles with the left-hand drive to British consumers. Model S and Model X options are left-hand drives if you visit Tesla's official website in the United Kingdom and peruse their inventory. Tesla's unconventional offer is definitely audacious, but it is still being determined how many customers will be willing to accept it. Operating a left-hand drive vehicle in a right-hand drive system presents risks and difficulties. Many of you may have experienced this transition while traveling abroad, from driving on the left to driving on the right. However, Tesla's decision extends beyond merely reversing the driving direction. They aim for consumers in right-hand drive countries to embrace left-hand drive vehicles. The safety and necessity of left-hand drive. Our Taiwanese associates may be less accustomed to this situation, but in the United States, for example, right-hand drive postal service cars are used in a primarily left-hand drive system. This was done so that postal workers could get out of the van quickly and efficiently to make right-hand drive deliveries. To be fair, postal vehicles often travel at lower speeds and cover shorter distances than others. Considering all of this, are you convinced that the powerful Model S needs to be converted to left-hand drive in a predominantly right-hand drive environment? Is there a risk to the owner's safety? Furthermore, one may question the necessity of such a decision to cut money given Tesla's growth into a more prominent firm. Tesla's vehicle referral program returns. There is a large selection of Model S and Model X cars for sale on the US-based Tesla website. Because of this, Tesla has brought back its vehicle referral program to offer discounts to interested customers. The revamped referral program takes a new approach by rewarding participants with points rather than bonus miles. The person doing the referral and the person being recommended both have the chance to earn points that may be redeemed for supercharging miles and other goodies from Tesla's online store. The fact that 500 points can get you into a lottery for a Cybertruck only ups the ante further. Perhaps one of my viewers will get lucky and win it. Recently, we provided information about the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit cards, which boasts a substantial sign-up bonus. Surprisingly, this offer is nearing its end, so we strongly encourage you to take advantage of this offer if you are eligible for US credit cards and have not earned a Sapphire sign-up bonus in the past 4 years. Currently, you may get $800 in exchange for 80,000 points. Unraveling the Tesla recall. If you search for Tesla recall in Chinese, you will find headlines implying Tesla's admission of error or capitulation. Should Tesla be held exclusively responsible for the single pedal issue? The incidents that triggered this issue initially raised concerns about brake failure, but it was later determined that drivers had pressed the accelerator instead of the brake by accident. This poses whether Tesla's single pedal design contributed to the confusion and accidents. Let's approach this issue with objectivity. If you search for mistaking the accelerator for the brake in any language, be it Chinese, English, or even Japanese, you'll find numerous cases of such incidents in patrol vehicles, which are surprisingly common. I do not believe that accidents are caused exclusively by the design of single or dual pedals. The principal factor remains the driver's actions. If there were no issues with double pedals, why do we discover cases of accidents involving patrol vehicles with dual pedals when searching for them? Tesla's in-car camera monitoring takes a leap forward. With in-car cameras, Tesla has announced ambitions to improve its vehicle surveillance system. Hacker legend Green has revealed some details about Tesla's work to enhance these cameras by monitoring driver behavior. When utilizing autopilot or full self-driving features, drivers used to shake the wheel or fiddle with the controls to show that they were paying attention. However, for the past years, Tesla has been employing in-car cameras to monitor driver behavior and encourage distraction-free driving. Now, Tesla is upgrading this method of surveillance. According to Green's research, Tesla keeps tabs on drivers constantly, not just when they use autopilot or full self-driving. The car cameras can now tell when you yawn or how often you blink. Tesla's precise response to this data, however, is currently unknown. Tesla's monitoring capabilities. When autopilot is not used, it is unclear how the automobile would react to a possibly sleepy driver. If everyone is appropriately informed and consented, Tesla will be able to use these monitoring capabilities to improve driver attention in the future. An interesting case may be made that Tesla was initially less willing to monitor drivers since the company expected its vehicles to reach level 4 or level 5 autonomy someday, making human drivers superfluous. Despite Elon Musk's claims, we feel it improbable that Tesla will soon attain level 4 or 5 autonomy based on our experiences with full self-driving test drives. Therefore, Tesla looks to be making some adjustments. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the incredible updates of Tesla models. Which of them are you most excited about? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tech Bros for more content such as this.